Lopez is a strange one for me because he's Marmite, and you love him or you hate him.
I think, you're right. He thinks he's a heavy hitter than he is actually.
He won the fight against Loma.
No.
Shakur Stevenson is possibly the fastest boxer I've ever seen.
He's the best of the lot at lightweight, even maybe above Loma.
He can be boring.
Lopez is more the natural super lightweight.
Yeah, how good Stevenson's chin is, because it's never ever been tested. I don't think he's ever been caught clean with a punch.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to look at the upcoming Ring 6 event with the headline fight of Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, taking place on the 31st of January 2026 in Madison Square Garden in New York, USA. And it'll be shown on DAZN pay-per-view in the US and the UK. Let's start with the tail of the tape. So Teofimo Lopez has a record of 22 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 23 fights in total, 13 wins by KO. He's age 28. He's 5'9", 175 centimeters, and 68.5-inch reach, 174 centimeters. This fight is at super lightweight, so it's 140 pounds, 63.5 kilos limit, and he fights out of an orthodox stance. Shakur Stevenson has a perfect record of 24 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 24 fights in total, 11 wins by KO. He's age 28 as well. He is 5'8", 173 centimeters, and 68-inch reach, 173 centimeters. And he fights out of a southpaw stance. The WBO, World Super Lightweight, and he has the ring belt, isn't it?
Yeah, WBO.
And he's a ring champion in pads. Yeah, what your thoughts on this fight? It's a Ring 6 event. It's quite a loaded event. Look at all the fights. But we'll start with the main event and then work our way down. Yeah, WBO champion, isn't he? So. Your thoughts?
Great fight.
Great matchup, isn't it? I think it's been a long time coming. I think they were supposed to do it lightweight, but Teofimo moved up. And then Shakur's had a bit of difficulty making fights or whatever they've been doing to get round to this. But they're still in the prime. I think it's still good, and maybe at a better weight than lightweight anyway, because I think both of them.
Lopez is a strange one for me because he's Marmite, and you love him or you hate him. And
you're either a fan or a hater.
In the ring, he's either spectacular or he's just,
I'd say mediocre, but he's worse than that, usually.
But then when he switches it on, he looks unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in against Loma.
He lost that fight or drew at the best.
But yeah, no,
he got the decision.
He won the fight against Loma.
No.
On record, he won the fight against Loma.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But then
one.
he goes and gets beat by George Kambosos.
Yeah.
And he was just like, huh?
Now, there is, like, we've said this before, and I think some of our fans have put in a comment in the about that he was ill and not there.
Yeah.
And I think he was having difficulty getting weight.
Cool.
Yeah, he still lost the fight. Let's be honest. So
I just, but I think he's going to be at his very, very best here.
Do you think he's one that like needs the opposition to raise his like game? Because that seems to be, because against Barboza, where we all thought Barboza's a really good boxer and whatever, and we thought he was going to get a boxing lesson, and he just outboxed them. I mean, it was a boring fight, don't get me wrong, but he just outboxed them.
Yeah. I think he relies on his power.
Well, I think he did, but when you actually look at his, like, I was surprised. I was reading out the tail tape. That's why I was checking it to see how many knockouts he's actually got. But it's only 13 out of 22, so it's not like a huge percentage.
No, but I think he thinks he's like some massive KO artist.
Well, he started like that, isn't he, to get the excitement and hyped himself up. And then when he's actually come up against good opponents, he hasn't been able to do it. He hasn't really got the one punch power Not at this weight anyway. And
he is super.
I think, you're right. He's more, he thinks he's a heavy hitter than he is actually.
But when he puts his combinations together, he's
I think he's more if you focus on his boxing.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
His hand speed and something is really, really.
But Shakur Stevenson is possibly the fastest boxer I've ever seen.
Well, I'm going to say, before we started the channel, we were speaking about this guy when he was still there, and he said he's the best of the lot at lightweight, even maybe above Loma, when Loma was in his prime.
He is. He can be boring.
Yeah.
Really boring.
Well, he seems to have sort of started to change that a little bit in his last few fights, because I think he took it to heart.
But the thing is...
But I think it's a technical purist, isn't it? On a technical level, he's
technically one of the best boxers I've ever seen.
I think it was against De Los Santos, where I think he took the mumbling and groaning and whatever to heart, and he has sort of tried to change it a little bit since then.
His jab, phenomenal. Footwork, phenomenal. Combination punching, phenomenal. Does he lack a bit of power? I don't think he cares. Of the speed.
I don't think we know, because you don't know if he's actually loading his punches. Because he did, obviously against Padley, he did, but Padley was, let's be honest, the leg shoe got him last minute.
It seemed like he
But he still wasn't to get out today.
That was the fight where it frustrated me, and I think a lot of people, because they thought, could you take this guy out if you wanted? Or is the question marks over his power? Because he couldn't take Padley out.
Well, he did, but it took him 9 rounds.
Yeah.
Although I think that was more credit to Padley for hanging in there.
But
Shakur.
But Shakur is an absolute boxing genius.
Yeah. You remember he's out of like Crawford's camp, so he's got his big brother, as he calls him, is quite a role model, and Bomac training, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, it's a good stable.
Yeah.
And what's his name? The other fighter on here, this one, Keyshawn, is out of that camp as well. And one of the others as well, that's a lightweight to show that round, that weight is out of their camp. So they have some good pedigree.
I mean, we don't know how good Stevenson's chin is, because it's never ever been tested. I don't think he's ever been caught clean with a punch.
Not in a real fight, mate. Probably by Crawford. Maybe not in a real fight.
This is where it's really interesting, because it's going to be... It's speed versus speed, because Lopez is fast. Is Lopez going to be the attacker in the fight?
I think he's matured a bit, because against Barboza, he didn't really do that. He didn't go toe-to-toe and thing, which what you would have expected from like the way they talks. But he just boxed it from distance and then went in and out and in. I mean, but boring. Like, it's what we accuse Shakur of normally, but he did the same sort of thing, and he defended quite well. He just frustrated Barboza out.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got game plans for different fights, and I think if he goes in there, I think the worst thing to do against Barboza is go toe-to-toe with him, to be fair. So...
Well, that's what I mean. Before, he had that thing where he was doing... he thought he's taking everybody out. Whereas that was actually quite a mature performance, even like I said, if it was boring.
Against Stevenson.
Because you come out all guns blazing, Shakur's one of the best counter-punchers, and defence-wise, that's playing into Shakur's hands a little bit, isn't it?
Is it or isn't it? I mean, the thing with Shakur is, are you going to outbox him?
No. I don't think even Teofimo outboxes him. No.
So I think it is like, fight him in a phone box.
Yeah.
Put your head on his head and wing away.
Well, Teofimo's been at this weight for a while. This is Shakur's step-up one, in it, because he hasn't fought at 140.
That's right. I mean,
there is that usual size advantage.
Teo is going to have the power advantage in this.
Well, you know what I was worried about? The size thing, but I've seen him facing off, and I would have said Shakur looks at least as big. It doesn't look like the height difference in the thing doesn't look like that's correct. They look about the same size. I would have actually said that Shakur looked taller.
Teo's just...
Does it depend on which version of Teo turns up?
It does, but he's just full... I think he's got something in him that could just shock everyone.
Mm-hmm.
He could come out there and completely outbox him.
Well, the thing is, the fights where he's been the underdog, he has actually managed to pull it off.
Yeah, and
as against like Loma and the fight where he won the other title as well, isn't it? He was I think Loma, he was the biggest underdog.
It's just he can't.
But it's like you said, the two fights of contrast is his performance against Loma. Right? Yeah, I don't think he won, but it was still a really good performance. It was better than most people expected. And then against George Kambosos, it was the opposite. I mean, Kambosos did raise his game, but it was the opposite of that performance.
You know, and if you go through his record, it's not loaded, you know.
Teofimo's?
Yeah. All right, you got Richard Comey, Vasily Lomachenko.
Well, the first step-up fight was probably Masayoshi Nakatani, who was one of the, like, he's a huge lightweight and dangerous. And I think the scoring was a little bit favourable towards him, but he's got a decision.
Pedro Campa. Sandor Martin, yeah. Josh Taylor was not the Josh Taylor of old. Jamaine Ortiz, Steve Claggett. And then Barbosa. He hasn't got like loads of great names on his record, has he?
Well, Nakatani, but he struggled because he was supposed to try and get him out of there. And the scorecards are wide, but I'm not sure that's actually accurate. Comey, all right, he did well, got him out of there. But again, Lomachenko, yeah, but I think most of those scorecards are ridiculous. Because if you do it as a neutral, that's nowhere near the right score. It's just 6-6 or 7-5 to Loma is about the two best scores you could have. And, you know, yeah, anyway. Kambosos, yep, should have went to Kambosos, so he's done. Pedro Campa, yep, fair enough. But it's a tune-up fight. He's stepping up in weight. Sandor Martin, yeah, that was a tough fight. And it was really close, although I think some of the scorecards, again, you had stupidly wide. You could have given it either way. Probably just about favoured, I have to say, Teo there. But it could have been a draw. It could have been anything else. Josh Taylor, yeah, was past it. And that's the one they'd say, but I don't think Taylor was the Taylor of that one thing.
It was a good fight, though.
It's a good fight.
It really was a good fight.
But again, close. But yeah, I think he edged that. Jamaine Ortiz, again, close. You can, you know, it's not as some of the scorecards are just stupid on these things, as we've said before. But yeah, it's close. He probably edged it.
Do you know what my big problem with the pair of them is? They don't fight enough.
Yeah.
They do not fight enough.
Problem is they get stuck in that bit, even though in these divisions, both of them, they're quite heavily loaded. It's who do you fight and who do you want, and there's probably a lot of politics going on. And
you know,
a big enough name.
Shakur last year, 2 fights. 2024, 1 fight. 2023, 2 fights. 2 fights in 22. 2 fights in 21. 2 fights in 20. In a way, he's had four world title fights this year. He'd be fighting 3 times a year.
Yeah, you know, arguably the best fighter, one of the best fighters of all time, fights 4 times a year, or at least 3 times normally.
He's fighting 3 times a year.
Yeah.
These are young lads. A young lad. Not like he's in his 40s like me that had taken 4 years to recover from a fight. And it's not like they've ever been like seriously hurt or... He should be fighting 3 times a year. And that's been my problem with the pair of them, is they don't fight enough.
Well, I don't think it's just them. There's quite a lot of
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. You can have promotions and things like that. But...
well, hopefully they start this year, isn't it? This is the start. It's quite early, so they've got time to have another couple of fights. At least another one. But should we compare? We do Shakur's resume, because he has one titled in weight below as well, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
I think he's won a super feather. He's won it. Is he won at bantamweight as well?
He won a super feather.
No, featherweight. I think he's done featherweight, super featherweight, lightweight, and though this would be his 4th weight, so he's a 3-weight world champion already. Teo is 2-weight, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's
the
lightweight
big
and then-
fight for me was against Jamal Herring.
Mhm.
And then he went on a good run. Oscar Valdez, Robson Conceição, really good wins.
And Zebeda here, who was a dangerous guy.
Dos Santos.
And he completely outclassed him. Yeah, Dos Santos. He just done. He's a
Zepeda
close
was the danger puncher, wasn't he, really? And
He basically just clean sweeped
he
him.
did, yeah, and he fought toe-to-toe with him at times as well.
Mhm.
That was a great fight. And I'm going off that fight. This is where I think, this is why I'm leaning towards him. I do think Lopez has got the power. I do. Much as it,
Lopez is more the natural super lightweight.
yeah, I think he's got the power.
And we don't know that about what both chin and power. We don't know about Shakur at this weight.
But I just can't see Shakur ever losing. He's just that good. In my eyes, he really is just that good.
I think a lot of people have that because even on the odds, even though Teo's the ring champion and everything else, and this is Shakur's first fight at this weight, Shakur's the favourite, 1-3, minus 300 to win. And Teofimo is 5-2 plus 250.
In 5-2, that's quite wide, that,
Yeah, and on predictions, it's 12.5% for Teofimo Lopez, split evenly 6.25 each for KO and decision. And then there's 6.25 for the draw. And then the rest, so 81.25 is for Shakur to win, 68.75 by decision, and 12.5 by KO. That's quite wide, considering this is probably a 50-50 fight.
It's not, though. In my eyes, it's not a 50-50 fight. It's a great fight, but I don't think it's 50-50. I just think Shakur is that good. Technically, he's superior in every single way.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But don't fully count Lopez out, because like I say, I think this guy, I've been more than critical of him, but he is capable of something special.
Well, I think if he wins this, he is the real deal.
He will like the fact that his back's against the wall here.
Yeah. I think he does better when he's that position.
He's the underdog and he's got no pressure on him, really. He's expected to lose.
I don't think in his head he is, but yeah, I think he's...
Yeah, but in his mind, he's going, well, everyone's going to think I'm going to lose here. I'll have to prove him wrong. Whereas against George Kambosos,
he was expected to win.
He's expected to
especially after the result against Loma.
But again, he was fantastic. He was fantastic against Barbosa.
Yeah, it's got the thing is
he's got
it in him to win. So that's why I think it is still 50-50-ish fight. Because it's who turns up, who's the better name, who can impose their fighting like style on the other person. That's what it's going to be, and then adapt probably because they're that high level, they will adapt. I mean, Shakur is technically, I think you can argue, he's technically the best or one of the best. Up there with if you with your inner ways, he's one of Crawford's and with Usyk.
He's one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, technical. And I think she on CompuBox, even though it's bloody not loading properly. I think in the general numbers, defensively, he is top.
Yeah, he doesn't get caught.
On the least punches. And he's now in the, I think he's in the ring pound for pound list, number 7, 8, somewhere there. Which I think, yeah.
And I tell you what, if he beats Lopez, he moves up further.
Well, I think either one who wins, it's the opponent power punch connect percentage. He's the lowest of the whole lot, 19.5%. Above like Dmitry Bivol, who's got fantastic defense. Erislandy Lara, it's fantastic defense. Benavides, Haney, who we go on about, does it? Gassiev, Gary Russell Jr., Jaron Ennis, Tanaka, and Shaki Foster. but they're quite a lot above. He's like 19.5. Bivol is 23.8. There's a big gap, and then everybody's, it's a little bit of a gap to Lara, and then everybody's like within a percentage point, which is like, that's a big difference. And in the total connect percentage, Bivol is number 1 with 14. He's number 2 with 16.7. So yeah, I can think we can safely say his defense is quite...
That's masterful.
Yeah. It's a good company to be keeping there in that games. And he basically one-sided. One of the highest punches which is Zepeda, is the average jab thrown per round. I think average punches thrown and landed per round and everything else was William Zepeda. That is still. The total punches thrown per round, 92, William Zepeda, and he basically clean sweeped him.
Yeah. And
maybe a round goes to Zepeda.
Like you say, I just can't see Shakur being beat.
Okay. So is it that time? Are we making a prediction?
Yeah, I'm going with Shakur.
By points?
Nah, TKO round 11.
Okay. I'd like to be neutral on this channel. I want to go for Shakur, but I'm thinking, should we go hedge and go for the Lopez? Even though I'm not as big as I'm a Loma, I think Loma beat him. So, or at least there should have been a rematch. I think that wasn't the greatest result.
You know Shakur's going to win it.
Yeah, I'm going to go Shakur on points. Safe option.
Yeah.
I'll agree with the 68%. I can't bring myself, but like, I can see Teo doing it.
Oh, like you say,
but I'm with you. I can't see Shakur getting beat unless he has some off day.
Yeah, I just can't.
It's on Shakur's bit.
I just can't.
Size, I was concerned about, but like I said, I've seen him standing when they've done the face-offs and stuff, and
the thing
I don't think that's going to be that much
Shakur
of an issue.
Is they will have a
game plan,
meticulous game plan, meticulous.
Mm-hmm.
Lopez will have a game plan as well, but I just think the team around Shakur.
I think when, like we said, Crawford's been training with him.
It'll just be meticulous.
You've got the people he's trained with at his same weight, and he's got Bomac, which I think is better than what Lopez has. Although they did well against Barboza Jr. But I think this is a level. This is a few levels above.
It's a great fight. It is a great fight. And
it's overdue, but like I said, they're both 28, so it's still not like way too late.
I'm glad it's been made.
And it does, and it's like the main fight in a really epic event. So yeah, in the comments, let us know what you think. Lopetio fans, we know we have a lot of you. You always comment, so let us know what you think. Shakur fans, let us know what you think. What do you think the outcome will be? And who wins and what the outcome will be. And like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts on our analysis of it. Speaking of Keyshawn Davis, next fight, Keyshawn Davis versus Jamaine Ortiz. Obviously, Keyshawn disappointed last time by not making weight, so ruined the fight. But his performance before that, I think was against Barinchik, was pretty epic.
Devastating.
Yeah.
One would say.
So we were looking, I think that we were more upset because we were looking forward to see them again, and then they got ruined. But he stepped up in weight now. I think there was always the issue of the weight. So,
yeah, a good fight for Davis up at super lightweight on his debut, 10-rounder.
Shall I start with a tail of the tape? Start with that. So Keyshawn Davis has 13 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 13 fights in total, 9 wins by KO. He's age 26. He is 5'9", 175 centimeters tall, a 70-inch reach, 178 centimeters. This fight's a super lightweight as well, so Keyshawn Davis stepping up. As we said, he did have an issue making weight at the old lightweight. So he fights out of an orthodox stance. Jamaine Ortiz has a record of 20 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 23 fights in total, 10 wins by KO. He's age 29. He's 5'8" tall, 173 centimeters, 69-inch reach, 175 centimeters. His fight's super lightweight, like I said, which is 140 pounds, 63.5 kilos limit. And he also fights out of an orthodox stance. So yeah, this is his last fight was Keyshawn's last fight was against Dennis Berinchik, which he won pretty convincingly. People thought that was going to be tough, but it was essentially one-way traffic, and he knocked him out in the 4th round.
Didn't I predict that?
I think you did as well.
Yeah.
I think you were correct. And then he's had some performances before. They're building up, so that was his best one. And then the hype, but then obviously he didn't make weight for his next fight, so he's jumped up now to super lightweight, got himself back in against Jamaine Ortiz, who was a good super lightweight, a good measure of how good somebody is, I think. Because his 2 losses are to Loma and to Teofimo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like Keyshawn. I rate him highly.
Well, we're fans until he missed a bit of weight. But anyway, we'll let him off with that. So yeah, I think he did show in the Berinchik what his potential is, because obviously Berinchik was the champion and he's taking it off him.
Yeah.
An unbeaten champion, 19-0.
It's good to see him back in the ring. Like I say, I'm a fan of Keyshawn. Ortiz. What do you say about Ortiz? Tough.
Yeah, he's a good measure.
He's not going to give you an easy night.
He's a good measure, like one of those standard bearers, or where are you in that, rankings? And I think he's been. Has he not been champion? These outweights. I don't know if he's been a world champion. Youth champion, wasn't he?
So against Tia, we fought for the WBO and the ring. He's never been a champion.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's lightweight as well, and then he's come up. So
yeah. I mean, I think his biggest win was against Jamal Herring, wasn't it? I'd say that was his standout win. Never been stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, I think he's gonna. I think I get the impression he kind of could be the perfect opponent for Keyshawn, though, to look really good.
Well, I think that's the opportunity for Keyshawn, as he did against Berinchik, who hadn't been beaten before. Jamaine's been beaten, but it's if he can do the similar sort of thing, get him out of there, it's a big statement. That
it's a big statement if he gets him out of there. But I think it's he's going to get a few rounds, definitely. I'd like him to really push on now, Keyshawn, and I think he can if he gets the win here.
I mean, he's quite big. I think this is more his weight. I think he was struggling a bit.
Yeah, I just think
so. If he can carry his power and his chin, and his skills are there.
26 years of age.
You need to now get into that.
I mean, yeah, he's only had 14 fights, so he's still relatively a novice.
Well, this will be his
14th fight. Because one was no contest. I think he's that good that you can push him straight away.
Well, if he can get Ortiz out of here, I think he's
for
there.
For him to go in against how he did against Berinchik, just shows how good he is.
Yeah.
Can he do it up at this weight? Yeah, he can. And Ortiz is a stepping stone for him to
prove it, basically.
Yeah.
The nature of the outcome is basically a statement. He's making he can make a statement.
Like say, if he doesn't stop him, I wouldn't be disheartened by it. But I can see him clearly winning every single round.
Yeah.
That's no disrespect to Ortiz. That's how good I think Keyshawn is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he'd be a bit upset that he missed. Will he be upset that he missed weight? No, I don't think he will. I think he'd have been a bit upset of all the stick he got for it.
Yeah, I think that would be more the concern. But
so he might come out and want to put on a show.
Well, if he uses him the right way, you should try to shut them up with a performance.
And this is Riyadh. You want to put on a show in Riyadh because you want to get called back to Riyadh.
Well, it's a stacked division, isn't it? So you've got to be there's opportunity to really make a name. You've got people we're doing. There's the Matthias fight we've said before. Richardson, Hitchens, Puello. Teofimo. Shakur stepped into it now. It's Dalton Smith is fighting Matthias. You've got Gary Antoine Russell, Barboza Jr. still there, Sandor Martin, Adam Azim. There's a huge load, and then there's people, Oscar Duarte and other people who've been there. It's a loaded, stacked division.
Yeah.
So you've really got Pitbull Cruz is in there as well.
Pitbull Cruz, no.
But it's still a tough fight.
Yeah.
So, the names are stacked. You've got a lot of opportunity after a fight. So, yeah, if you're stepping into this division, you need to make a statement. If you make the right statement, then the world is your oyster. There's a lot of fights there, a lot of belts and a lot of fights at all to make, and against some very, 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 very good opposition. So, yeah, you can't really do half-hearted. It's not going to get you anywhere because there's a lot of other people.
I think this is his year.
Keyshawn?
Yeah, I think this is his year.
You think he's going to be better than fighting once he actually have a few fights?
Yeah, and I think that again, it's always been my issue with these people is get out and fight.
Well, to be fair, he was doing about 3 a year, and then it's only last year because of the weight thing. Otherwise, he would have at least. I think there would have been some more bouts. So fair. Hopefully, this year he'll reset it at super lightweight and do his.
26 years of age, young lad, got lots of talent, got power as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got power.
That against Barinchik, who wouldn't be.
And I think if he was struggling with weight, it's a scary prospect, because
I think he was.
I think
you can see the size difference between him and Barinchik was huge.
He's going to be he could. Problem you've got is you have got Lopez and Stevenson in the division.
There's killers in it. Subriel Matthias. You've got there's a load of people there that are dangerous. Richardson, Hitchens. There's all in different ways. Puello as well. You've got a lot of really good.
The thing with Keyshawn is he can, and he's young enough, and he's big enough to go up a few more weight.
Yeah. Well, I think what he said himself is at 140 and 147, he says he's unbeatable. There's nobody who can touch him.
We shall see.
Yeah, that's to be fine, because at both of those, there's quite a lot of really good fighters.
I think a few people would say different. I'm not one of them.
I think he's got a chance. I wouldn't say there's nobody can touch him. If you got a Shakur or a Teo or
got a chance.
Haney in there, you got Hitchens, you got Matthias, and there's people who could touch you. But that's not to say he can't beat all of them. I think there's he has the potential to go through because he's got both power. If he carries that power, I think he's got the power. And like you said, I think he was struggling at the weight before, low. At this weight, if it's more natural weight, I think he's got the power because he's got the size and the frame.
Yeah.
5'9" and 60, basically 8-9 inch reach. That is, as big as any of these guys. He's big. He was very big at lightweight. So if he carries his power and he's got his chin and his defense is up to speed, then yeah, he's got a chance against any of these, which is why it's exciting, which is why we wanted to see him. So hopefully he will make weight this time and we will get to see this fight.
Let us hope so.
70-inch reach, isn't it? Yeah, he's got a good size. So I think he was too big for lightweight. This weight and welterweight, he's got a good size. So he can bring his speed and his power and skills up. And obviously he's not that old. If you can keep developing, I think, yeah. And this is a tough fight. Ortiz his name, his alias is the Technician. He's not like just some breeze you're gonna breeze through. It's a tough fight. So we shall see. It's a good, like I said, it's a good test because the only people who beaten him is Lomachenko and Lopez. So if you're world class level, it's an opportunity to show it. Right, odds. We haven't got the normal odds, so I have to dig them out. So it's 1-4 for Keyshawn Davis, 16-1 for the draw, and 4-1 against for Jamaine Ortiz. Yeah, there. Predictions. There's only one. Jamaine's mother or father. It's 100% for Jamaine, but there's one prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going for Keyshawn. I think he's going to do statements and knock him out in round 8.
I'm going to round. I think it'll take a bit of time because it's not been done before. But yeah, I think he's going to make a statement as well. No disrespect to Jamaine Ortiz. I think he's going to give him a tough fight. But I think Keyshawn will go through the gears. I think he's going to carry that anger and the things from before and try and put on a show and do it. And I think he has to really get into this. Like we said, this division is stacked. Right. Okay, next fight is Carlos Adames versus Austin Ammo Williams. This is for the WBC World Middleweight title of Carlos Adames. Let me go through a tailored tape for this fight. Carlos Adames has 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. He's had 26 fights in total, 18 wins by KO. He's age 31. He's 5'11" tall. And has a nearly 73-inch reach, 185 centimeters. And this fight is taking place in middleweight, which is 160 pounds, 72.5 kilo limit. And he fights out of an orthodox stance. And Austin Williams has a record of 19 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws. 20 fights in total. 13 wins by KO. He's age 29. He's 6 foot tall, 183 centimeters. And he's got a 78-inch reach, 198 centimeters. And he fights out of a southpaw stance. So his loss was against Hamza Shiraz.
Yeah, in the 5v5, wasn't it?
Yeah. TKO in the 11th round. And Carlos Adames has 1 loss against Patrick Teixeira, or however you say that. Although I think that was a pretty close fight. And the draw was
against Hamza Shiraz.
Oh, yeah. We should know. We watched that. Put it on here. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But we won't go into that. So, yeah, tough fight.
50-50 fight, this.
Mm.
In my eyes, it's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that there's good matchups on here. Most of
the Riyadh one should be 50-50. Yeah, I think it is 50-50 fight. Both. I've got question marks over them.
Mm-hmm.
Adames did do really well against Hamza Shiraz.
I think that's raised his standing in most people's eyes. I would say that as well. I think we both had Shiraz, I think, to win.
Everyone had Shiraz to win.
That was the plan. And especially considering what Shiraz did in his next fight against Belanga. I think that's sort of...
This isn't for a title, is it?
It is the WBC. Adames' title. Because Adames is the WBC champion, isn't he?
At middleweight?
Mm-hmm. That's what Shiraz was fighting for, the WBC title. He's a champion, isn't he? He's one of the champions with Lara.
But Lara was WBC champion?
Lara's WBA. And then Johnny Beck was WBO and IBF.
Ah, right, okay.
Because currently, in the highest ranked was Johnny Beck was the highest rank in it, but obviously he's been taken out for his situation. So Adames is the highest rank now.
Is he?
With Hernandez second, Lara third, then Conor Benn.
No.
Eubank Jr. is there as well. I won't even tell you that because they'll do. So
Just,
Amo Williams is number 8 in the ranking, just below McKenna and Oliha.
Look, I think if you're being serious, Carlos is the favourite and should be the favourite. Amo, is he one of them where he's a great fighter, but he's just not world level? I
think he just on the cusp, but we don't know if he's better than that.
Yeah.
He's probably just better than normal. I think he is like world, but he's just that world level, maybe not be world title holder. The problem in this division is you've got some really...
He could... This is a really... Again, this is a winnable fight for Amo, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really do. I think he could beat him, but Adames is a tough man. He's relentless as well.
I think if you got killer power, I think you've got more of a chance. I don't think Williams is that. I think they're similar on that level.
Yeah.
Adames is probably the more, and he's got the skill. So the thing is that like that performance against Shiraz, and then you see what Shiraz did afterwards. Or he hurt his hand or broke his hand or whatever.
Yeah, but it was weight up.
But it was still like it's basically a draw fight, or whichever way you want to give it. You could make a good case for Adames winning.
A good case. One judge had him 118, 110.
Yeah, you could make a really good case. I'll be polite because we like opposite Shiraz, but I think from there, his standing in my eyes has gone up a lot. I think he is a worthy champion, and he ain't the easiest on that. He's probably out after Johnny Beck. He's probably the best.
I'm not. Yeah, he is good.
But this is a tough fight, I think. But the edge would be in Adames' favor.
Yeah, I would.
He's got to come and take it off him. I don't think he's just going to roll over. So,
you think it could be quite a boring fight?
I am hoping not, because I'm fed up with those things.
But do you think it could be?
It could be. Yes. I was trying to get out of that one. But I think because they're on the thing, I think for Williams to win, it can't be. He has to do something. So I think they'll have to make it effort. And then I think Adames can go through the gears if he needs to. He can make it interesting. So and it's an opportunity for Adames to get seen and again in it, because the Shiraz fight has raised his profile. You're on ring here. You can go up, and he is like essentially he could become the ring champion, I think, with a good performance. Whilst Johnny Beck's out the way. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be a good fight.
Do you reckon there's going to be a knockout in it? Oh, sorry. Do you reckon there's going to be any knockdowns?
Could be, because Adames is quite heavy-handed. And I think Williams has got a bit of pop as well. I'm not sure knockdown, because both of them seem to be fairly tough. I don't think they've been... Williams has been KO'd once, isn't it? By Shiraz.
Yeah, it took 11 rounds.
Yeah. But he was, like I said, he's tough. And yeah.
My thing is I think Adames will try and take this into the later rounds.
I think he's going to box. I think he's do similar.
Because I think Williams, for the first 5 or 6 rounds, is really, really dangerous. And I do think then that's when his tank starts.
I think he'll apply the pressure, get the tank going down, and then take him.
I
think it's a finish. It's going to be late again.
Okay.
Should we do the odds? Right. Odds are 1-4 for Adames, 16-1 for the draw, and 3-1 for Williams. And then on predictions, there's only one again. Carlos Adames' mum. It's 100% for Carlos Adames, but it's one prediction. So yeah, that's not that useful.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of them. I could either go Williams round 5 KO or no, I'm going Carlos Adames on points.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same.
Yeah. Hey, we agree on something.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close fight, but I think Adames has just got enough. And I think he's got the edge in pop. I think he's got the edge in boxing skills, and it's just going to be that edge. So unless there's something,
we might be wrong.
I think he's going to wear him out. Yeah. I can see him getting out of there as well, but I don't think that's what he aims for. It's to beat the opponent rather than get them out. But he has got quite a good knockout record, so we shall see. Bruce Carrington, Shushu Carrington versus Carlos Castro. A featherweight for the vacant WBC World Featherweight Championship. Is that because Fulton stepped up?
I think so.
He was the WBC, wasn't he? So he's gone up. So yeah, that's why it's vacant. So in Carrington, Castro. Carrington is the interim champion, and Castro's number 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's getting the title there. Start with a tail of the tape. Shushu Carrington is 16 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 16 fights in total, 9 wins by KO. He's age 28. He's excuse me. He's 5'8", 173 centimeters. And he's got a 72-inch reach, 183 centimeters. This fight's a featherweight, so it's 126 pounds, 57.2 kilos. And he fights out of an orthodox stance. Carlos Castro has a record of 30 wins, 3 losses, and 0 draws. He's 33 fights in total, 14 wins by KO. He's age 31. He's 5'7", 170 centimeters, 70-inch reach, 178 centimeters. And he also fights out an orthodox stance. Yeah, interesting fight.
Yeah.
Castro's 3 losses against the Luis Neri, Brandon Figueroa. So I think he lost to Neri at 122. So super bantamweight. Bantamweight, he lost to Figueroa and Fulton. And now he's going up to, I know it's a featherweight, 126 pounds, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it was a split decision loss to Stephen Fulton. So he got KO'd by Figueroa, and it was a split decision against Neri. So that's 3 good fighters to get close. So to measure level, it's a tough fight. And Shushu's obviously not had, but I'm not sure he's fought anybody at that sort of level.
Not
so this is a
really.
Step up for both of them, probably. Well, it's not a
no,
step
it's
up
not
for
a step up for
Castro. It's a
Castro.
step up for Carrington.
Yeah, Carrington, he's...
Shushu is one who calls out in a way all the time.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have said, I've seen an interesting podcast thing on where one of the people's obviously, well, I'd say basically was saying Inoue's fought nobody and Shushu beats him. And then the guy asked him a question, wait a minute, check out their resumes. You're telling me his resume is better?
Was it me that said that?
No.
Oh. Sounds like something
Is somebody worse? Yeah, did remind me. That's why I listened. I think it was somebody heavily biased who knows nothing about the low weight divisions. Basically,
look, Carrington is, in my eyes, a little star in the making.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be his first title.
Yeah.
It's a tough fight, but I think it's...
If he's at that level, he should win.
It's an easy fight for him. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to Castro. I just think Carrington, I don't think it's a step too soon for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he is calling out in a way good on him, wants to make a name.
Well, he's been calling him
noise.
for about 3 years.
He only had about 3 fights, hasn't he?
In a way, he's had about 9 in that time, hasn't he?
I know.
Or 10.
Look, I think Carrington is...
Actually, probably Shushu's probably had that many in the last few years.
We all say that, don't we, about anyway, but until you get in the ring with him. But no, Carrington on this one, he's not going to go away. You know, it's.
No, I think this is a tough fight, but it's
Tough
one
fight,
you've got to
but
win if you're
you
calling
think-
out the
yeah.
likes of Inoue. And the thing is this, it's fine calling out Inoue, but you got to look at the featherweight division. You got Rafael Espinoza, Angelo Leo, Nick Ball. All right, Fulton's gone out, but he was there, isn't it? This is,
And you got beat by him. Well, Castro got beat by him.
yeah. So, you know, this is where you've got to get up. So Shushu at the moment is number 6 in that. And then you've got like, you know, there's other fighters in that division as well. Coelho, Figueroa, Lopez, who've all got, you know, so you need to sort out that block before you go, you know, calling in a way. There's
But the
plenty
thing
of fights
is-
for in a way in
The
that.
thing is if he beats someone like Castro,
Mm-hmm.
he could get the Inoue fight.
Well, he's going to be a champion. If you're a champion, then you've got a chance of getting the fight. Then you're in with Espinoza, Leo, and Ball, isn't it? But like all of them are like, you know, and to be fair, Shushu Carrington's not the biggest name out of all of them. So, although depending on his performance, he could be soon, in it.
Exactly.
He is a rising starter, but I don't think he's at their level yet. And I think there's other tough fights in that division that he would have a tough time against.
So basically what we're saying is Castro doesn't really stand a chance. Carrington will win, but then he needs to fight the other champions.
That's basically what we're saying.
I like it.
No, Castro's got a chance, but I think if Shushu's what we think he is, what we've seen, and what he says he is, he should win. And it's a statement.
Easily?
I'm not sure easily, but I think if he wins easily, then it's a huge statement. But I think even if he wins, you know, reasonably comfortably, that's a statement. I think if it's tight, that's a bit. But then that could be, you know, Castro putting on fantastic performance. But from that, Fulton's beating him and those other people beating him, whether you box him or you knock him out, you've got to do one or the other and put on a statement and a fairly convincing one. Then you're in that list, you know, I think. And then you've got fights to unify.
Well, you got Nick Ball fighting in a couple of weeks after that, haven't you, against
Brandon Figueroa. Who's also beaten Castro. Knocked him out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Figueroa's huge, though. He's the tall one in the thing. And he has got power. I mean, his boxing skill, bit less, but his power and thing, if he catches you, yeah.
No, I think Carrington will do this.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think it's a bit disrespectful to Inoue to compare him. Not from his point of view, because he's going to call him out. But
Look,
what people say, I think it's disrespectful because Carrington, Bruce Shushu hasn't done anything. Inoue's done everything.
The thing is, though,
it's not a comparison.
The way you're mentioning him is because of the Inoue. So he's making a name for himself calling out Inoue.
No, I understand from his point of view, calling him out. I mean, I respect him for calling him out because, you know, it's not that easy to face the monster. What I mean is people comparing him who know nothing about the low weight divisions, going, who's he fought? Wait a minute. You know nothing about boxing if you think he hasn't fought anybody. And then he's trying to rubbish the fight between Inoue and Bam Bam. And like, yeah, that's why is he called out a smaller guy? First of all, Inoue never called out anybody because he's Inoue. He doesn't need to call out anybody. It's just like, yeah, if you want to fight, it's Bam who's called out Inoue, as Nakatani as Shushu as everybody else. I was explaining to my son because he was listening. He goes, what are they going on about here? I said, it's not Inoue. I said, Inoue's the monster. He doesn't need to call out anybody. They call him out. So, yeah, fair enough. But for people who don't know the lower weight divisions, there's 4 of them now in the top 10 pound for pound ranking. So maybe you should get to know it. It's a bugbear that we're going to beat out. That you don't. If you don't know it, you shouldn't be talking about it. Just
and Bam Bam's number 1.
Well, Inoue's the highest, then Bam Bam, and then Nakatani,
Bam
and then
number
Palazzo.
Bam Bam's number 1.
So,
but Carrington's going to knock out Castro in.
Well, let me do the odds first. Have I done the odds?
The odds are Carrington is 1-2 favourite and Castro is 8-1.
Right. Predictions, even though there's only 3.
100% Carrington. Yes. Tick. I'm right.
Okay. Now let me do the odds first.
8-1, I reckon, Castro.
I think it's going to be the same 4 and...
8. 8-1, I reckon. Or no, 7-1. We go.
The odds in, wait. Odds. They're not on our normal thing, isn't it? Because smaller fights are good for now. Oh, go on. What did you say?
7-1.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, 1-7 for Carrington.
Oh.
9-2 for Castro.
9-2.
And 20-1 for the draw.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's...
I'm going for a round 7 KO for Carrington. I believe in this big boy. And then he will fight in a way and knock him out.
I don't think he's going to fight in.
He's going to fight in a way and knock him out.
I think he needs to fight one of the others.
He's going to fight in a way and knock him out.
Nick Ball and him. Or
Ball
Angelo Leo.
Nick Ball and him would be good. I tell you what, Nick Ball's...
Any of them would be a good fight.
Well,
winner of Nick Ball and Figueroa.
Which we will discuss in a later show, but that is one hell of a fight.
Yeah.
And it's just across the water from us.
I'm going to go Shushu as well. Castro is quite low.
He's not that tough.
He get knocked out in round 6 by Figueroa.
Telling you it's KO round 7.
I want to go 6 again.
Oh, there we go.
No, 8. I want to go KO. You got 7 KO. I've got 8. I think it will take him a little bit to get there, but yeah. Although Shushu doesn't really get that many knockouts.
He will in this.
You think he's going to make a statement?
Yeah.
So, okay. So let us know your thoughts in the comments. Right, next fight. Give me 1 second, load it up. Using one. Right, this is Jarrell Miller and Kingsley Ibeh. I think sort of a comeback fight for Jarrell Miller. Right, Jarrell Miller has 26 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws. I thought he had more than that, but yeah. He has 29 fights in total, 22 wins by KO. He's 37 now. 6'4", 193 centimeters, 78-inch reach, 198 centimeters. This is a heavyweight, so essentially it's unlimited. Although he is quite unlimited. He's normally over the 300-pound mark. And he fights out of an orthodox stance. Kingsley Ibeh has a record of 16 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 19 fights in total, 14 wins by KO. He's age 32. He's also 6'4", 193 centimeters tall, and he's got an 80-inch reach, 203 centimeters. And he also fights out of an orthodox stance. And he's quite big as well. He's normally about the 280-ish. Although he's been more than that as well, getting close to 300 pounds. So this is 2 big guys. I think Jarrell Miller's last fight, he actually came down. He was about 3 against that Ruiz. He was 305.5 pounds. Against Dubois, he was 333, which is his knockout loss. And the fight before against Lucas Brown, he was 333. And he's been over 300 for quite a while. I think since when he was out, he's come back up that way. Before, he was about 280, so he's still a big boy. The proper definition of heavyweight, shall we say? But he has got pop and things. So what are your thoughts on this? This is Miller warm-up fight to get back in.
He's never going to get back in.
Well, that was going to be my next point. The heavyweight division is stacked. Where is he in that? But should we just do this bit first, then we'll go into that?
He'll win. It's an easy fight for him. Yeah, it's a comeback fight. Me personally, don't like the man. Really, really don't like him. I think he's a disgrace to boxing.
Because he's overweight.
Everything he does, I think, is a disgrace to boxing.
Well, he does bring a bit of entertainment to the cause.
No, but he takes it too far, mate. Takes it way too far.
Well, don't you think the last football he toned it down a bit?
Did you see him against Wardley?
Against
Wardley, the press conference?
No.
Well, it was even Frank Warren was standing up shouting, telling him to sit down and shut up because he was a disgrace.
He may have gone back to his old ways.
The problem with Miller was he had everything, and he was a tough man, dangerous. And right there.
Well, he had this fight with AJ, didn't he? Which was a really dangerous fight for AJ. And then he had his moment.
He had a great fight against Ruiz.
Yeah.
Against Dubois. Look, I'll try and stick up for him a little bit. You know, I think he got about 4 weeks' notice for that fight. And he...
To be fair, he put up a good performance. It was close.
It was.
Until Dubois got a second wind.
He is an absolute nightmare for people.
Mm-hmm.
He really, really is. You know, he's one of them. If you fight Miller, you're never going to be a clear heavy odds-on favourite. But like I say, I really don't have time for him in a boxing ring. I think.
Well, the thing is, I don't actually mind him in the boxing ring. It's what he does outside that I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah.
In the ring, he's actually quite, like you said, it's an interesting fight because you never, no matter who he's fighting, you're never 100% sure the other person's going to beat him. Even in the Dubois one, he was ahead for a bit and he had him on locked. It's only Dubois got a second wind and came, and that's like one of the fights where everybody's raised their estimations of Dubois because he beat Miller. I think that's so. From that, like I said, in the ring, I'm not so against. It's more what he does outside. I'm not a big fan of. I'm not really one anyway of the blah 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 people.
No,
I like the Usyk method and the Bivals, the better behaves, the calm people. In a way, he's basically one where they don't trash talk. They like they're all.
You let the boxing do it.
Yeah, the talking.
Look, he's going in against a guy, and I'll be dead honest, I've never ever heard of.
Yeah.
I think he wants to try and get back on the heavyweight trail, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't deserve it in my eyes.
I don't think this fight gives him that much, unless it's like absolute devastating performance.
But
I think he needs to have a couple more fights.
I don't think he's going to get them, though.
Well, yeah. If you look at
because the thing is, his boxers aren't going to waste their time with him.
Mm-hmm. He's a dangerous fight with offering nothing unless you can't get a fight.
Yeah.
Then,
and if you get your boxing purists, they won't entertain him. They really, really won't entertain.
Well, if you take out a man who's sick, because obviously you got Wardley, Caballel, Dubois, Hrgovic, Zhang, Bakoli, Itoma, Ajagba, Torres Jr., Gassiev now is in that list.
Well, he had the chance to fight Wardley and pulled out. Wardley's gone on to bigger, better things.
AJ could be back. So you've got a huge list.
Do you know what? AJ's stupid enough to go and fight him.
Jared Anderson there. You've got now Deontay Wilder. Have you out of it?
I just don't.
Makhmedov's back in the thing. The list of heavyweights is like, as we've said, it's.
Yeah, and Miller ain't on there for me. You know why? I don't like the man. I don't think he should be boxing.
This doesn't really do much for him, but except it's on a ring event, so it's got him highlighted depending on the level of
they seem to like him on the ring events. So he was Andy
Well,
Ruiz
I think he brings a bit of
was
interest,
on
doesn't he?
The ring,
Yeah.
And to be fair,
And
with the
that's
Andy
drawn
Ruiz
that.
fight,
I mean, we thought Ruiz was going to win that.
but he's a proper what American, isn't he, Miller? If he's fighting another American, he's not going to badmouth him. Or if he fights one of those guys,
yeah, he likes to sell the fight.
But the thing is you can't beat any of us. No, so yeah, he'll most probably knock him out in 3 rounds.
Yeah, it's just how much ring rust he has, and then he'll get on.
Yeah, and that's all I have to say about him.
I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to get odds for this anyway. So, prediction: there's one prediction: Jarrell Miller KO win.
Yeah, as I say, I think it'll be inside about 3 rounds.
You can have Miller 3 rounds.
Yeah,
3 KO. I think Miller.
And I'd love it if he
KO.
got knocked out.
5 KO. Cool. Right. I think there is one more fight, but we're not going to go there. So it's a good event, though, isn't it? The card, it's stacked. So So it's nice to see they got him. So you got Lopez, Shakur, and Teo and Shakur, Keyshawn Davis and Jamaine Ortiz, Carlos Adames and Austin Williams, Shushu Carrington and Carlos Castro, and you've got Jarrell Miller and Kingley Ibeh. And yeah, so it's worth
worth a watch.
And then, if you're going to put make something pay-per-view, then that's
it's not too bad.
A fight for a good fight list and like fairly even fights in most of them. Or good matchmaking, hopefully. And hopefully there will all be non-boring, really good fights, which have been told on these things. So yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe as usual. And follow our Instagram at Genuine Fake Boxing. Follow our TikTok at Genuine Fake Boxing. We're doing okay on there. So we put some short form content on those things and upcoming news and events and stuff. I think we've also got threads now, and we will be bringing X soon, and I think a few other things as well. So keep an eye out for those, and we shall see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching and listening.